All right, Max, your historical, knowledge of boxing knows no bounds. Loma's 31. No one has really ever had big success at lightweight in their 30s. Are we near the end of the peak of the prime of Lomachenko?
I would have to think about if no one's had real success at lightweight in their 30s.
Marquez is about it.
Freddie Pendleton, how old was he when he started really making noise at the top of the division? But listen, Roberto Duran moved up in weight. A lot of lightweights move up by the time they hit their 30s. Lighter weight fighters tend to peak a little earlier.
Right.
But also, we haven't seen this wave from Eastern Europe where they're kept as amateurs into their mid-20s. And so it seems to me that the paradigm is changing a bit in terms of age in the lighter divisions among elite Eastern European amateurs who aren't turning pro until, Lomachenko came over here, is 26 years old. So is 31 the new 25? I don't know. This hasn't happened really on a regular basis yet. We're starting to see that data now. Let's see what happens.
How does this guy we're seeing these days fight, Lomachenko, at his peak? How does he stack up with the Pernell Whitakers, the Durans, the Mosleys, the Floyd Mayweathers who have come through this
lightweight? I haven't seen enough from Lomachenko at lightweight to think he'd be successful against some of those guys. But he'd be competitive with anyone. And at junior lightweight, he's just about as up. When I think about the best junior lightweights I've ever seen, the most sensational, I think about Camacho when he was at 130 pounds. I think, and Lomachenko's more skillful than Camacho, and just as athletic, maybe more athletic. Floyd Mayweather at 130, probably the best I've ever seen. Chavez was a beast at 130, though he was given tough fights by Rocky Lockridge and Juan Laporte. But Lomachenko at 130 pounds, I know people bring up the fact that he lost his second professional fight, but that he had never been past 6 rounds. He was pacing himself. He was hit 100 times low. Didn't know as a professional, go back down low yourself. Kept complaining to the ref and didn't do anything. And Salido kind of used that experience, and even so, even with pacing himself, even with never having been through past six, even with Salido using all the dirty tricks, coming in, probably outweighing him by 10 pounds day of the fight. Don't forget, Salido gave up the belt on the scale. Lomachenko still almost knocked him out in the 12th round. And after that fight, gave Gary Russell Jr. a boxing lesson. So Lomachenko at 130 is about as good as I've ever seen, and at 135 would be a threat to anyone, really, let's be honest.
And lastly, Max, is he your guy pound for pound right now?
I have him close to behind Terence Crawford.
Why would that be, quickly?
Lomachenko is really a natural 130-pounder. And as he moved up to lightweight, seemed to diminish a little bit more than Crawford when he went to, because I know Crawford fought at 135, it's really a 140-pounder. When he went up to welterweight, to me, he looks like the same guy.
Thanks so much, Max.
Thanks.